In past videos, I have discussed many different important aspects of being a successful sniper. However, all of those things I have discussed previously are stupid and useless. In this video, I will be showing you the most important aspects of being a successful sniper. These are concealment and movement. Without successfully mastering these aspects of sniping, you will be a piece of... You will not succeed at all. You will be discovered by the enemy and your marksmanship skills will not come into play at all. You will be a pawn on the field when in reality you should be a queen and a complete master of the art of masking and shrubbery. Those that have this skill will far exceed any of those who have marksmanship, because you cannot make a when you are not there because you have been shot in the face. Now we will have a demonstration of the art of the shrubbery. Within this field we have successfully hidden a sniper. He most likely wants to have relations with your mother. Remember, a sniper's best friend is his brain, because that is where he keeps his thoughts. A sniper is like a ninja, creative, hidden. He hides in places where you would think he would not be. He is just like a relevant example in a mathematical book. Now, quickly, find the sniper. Time is almost up. Mr. Sniper, please stand up. If you have successfully identified the sniper, congratulations. Otherwise, you have become the... When you are inside a building with windows or doors or other places that you can look out of, what you want to do is you want to hide further into the back of the building so that building's darkness and shadows can hide you. Otherwise, you're going to be standing outside in the open. The only time you're going to come out in the open is when you know it's excessively clear and you can take out the people that are going to otherwise compromise your position. If you are moving around, you're making a lot of movement for other people to see you. This is something that you do not want to do. You want to make as little movement as possible, especially sideways movement. The eye is better at seeing things moving sideways than it is seeing things coming forward and away from you. If you are spotted, try and put as much as you can in between you and your target to make the shot more difficult for them to do. If there's hits targets in front of you, especially at varying distances, it makes it much more difficult for them to accurately judge distance. If you're caught out in the open, there is one thing that may save you: the art of the bunny rabbit. This is where a foe, preoccupied with his own dealings in life, will pass over you if you just maintain concealment, freeze in place, and do not move. Whenever possible, use unique and unusual positions to the enemy. This will provide you with extra time, while it will cause additional time for the enemy to find you. Whenever possible, you want to be above the normal natural line of sight, or below it, because that way enemies will have to deviate from their normal routine and look for you. This additional time may be just enough for you to them. Now on to the next most important part about a sniper's movement, the radio beacon. The recon beacon is a very important part of your team's success on the battlefield. Its ability to stay deployed will keep your team on the front line. You will not have to waste time walking and going around, and you'll just be able to spawn straight into the battlefield. What you want to do here with the radio beacon is you want to put it in a place where it's concealed fairly, but you also want to make sure you balance that with putting it off the beaten path. Because it does make a beeping sound, you want to make sure it's far away from any enemies and that they're not going to be able to find it and destroy it. When you are getting vehicles that have a seat, you do not always want it from above, because they can easily see you. Also, do not want to try hiding too much out in the open, because if an enemy has spotted you, which he most likely will with his thermal vision, he will just come at you, and there's no point of trying to be sneaky if you've already been spotted. You want to move in such a way that you're not spotted, and you want to be quick, hit fast, and get out of there and detonate. Oftentimes, your position is not revealed by you, but rather your teammates. You need to make sure you memorize their positions, what they're doing, what is happening to them, so that you can have those few precious seconds to engage an opponent who has overrun your teammates. Now, while not as important in other games, but in this game you have a big white streak, and that makes it so that every single time you must immediately relocate to a better position. The most you can maybe get away with is 2 or 3, being that the first happens usually fast enough, but they will heal your and they will look in that general direction, especially if it's a sniper like here down below, which is compromising your position, and you have to remember his placement as well and his compromised position. Now these here are 2 guys where I sniped 1, then the second one is seeing my position. He may have spotted me, compromising me, so it's best for me to have moved. Now I linger here too long, and I should have left. Even if you get only a small movement change, what you need to do is make that difference, because when an enemy has to go look for you, he has to spend that half second more to find you, and that position change, that 1 second may make the difference between you and him making an accurate and him making a panic trying to get you in time. Once you are spotted, what you want to do is take cover and make a path that's new and different and varied as possible to your original path you were taking, so that your enemy expends ammo, increasing the likelihood of your survival, as well as them making much more random than predicted, also increasing the likelihood that they are going to miss you. Your ability to outmaneuver your opponent and to work corners will keep you alive. I hear the elevator here, so I move to a more advantageous position. When you do see an enemy, make sure that you check around for his teammates, because more often than not, people travel in groups and they travel in the same area. Here I get that guy, I'm over here busy sniping, I can hear I prepare and move myself to an advantageous position, and I defeat the enemy. If you do not pay attention to your surroundings, it is very easy to sneak up on you, and people will make fun of you, and you'll find yourself in videos being humiliated. Most people do not want this. Ignoring your surroundings is a recipe for... Whenever you find a severely broken stair medic, use his tools of the trade to revive him and heal yourself. A person who is alive is another person who can get in the face for you. Whenever possible, use the terrain to your advantage. You do not need to expose yourself very much. All you have to expose yourself is for you to clear. Nothing more. Whenever you hear an enemy, think of what they are doing. What would you be doing if you were in that position? Where would your eyes be? Where would you be looking? All of this information is taken into account, and you use that against your enemy. The most important part of maintaining your concealment is controlling the enemy's line of sight. You can hear an AA in the distance here firing, so I go over the hill. Since this AA is not looking, I use the trees here, go down into the hill, remove the line of sight as I'm behind these rocks and in this little valley. I then go over here to this divot here on the ground that removed the line of sight off the guy who at me for a brief second. I get behind this vehicle to remove his line of sight again, and I can destroy this vehicle without any problem at all. Here we see a sniper who has successfully flanked an enemy squad. He uses thermal to point out how many people are in the squad. He then ranges them to 300 meters, and this is now giving him a concrete shot. He now must just simply wait here, lying in the ditch, so that he is not in the line of sight of the enemies. Upon getting an available shot, he immediately ducks back down into the ditch, removing the line of sight. His friends, unaware of being sniped, are now still continuing moving onward. Our sniper stands back up when he has a shot. Quickly he takes the shot, and then goes laying back down into the ditch, invisible again to anybody looking for him. Unable to see the other sniper, he uses his thermal goggles, making all the hidden bushes here obsolete and no longer helpful at all to the enemy sniper, who has been identified successfully. Even though he is hidden better than his compatriots, he also now is... Now the next part of this is the speed of the execution of movements. A sniper must be fast, he must be quick. The slower you are, the longer you are exposed, the more your position is compromised, and the more you are going to have a likelihood of... You must move throughout the field quickly and silently. You must scan as you are going, and that will give you all the information you need. The faster you can gather information, the more relevant it is to you, and the more recent it is, the better you are going to do. Every step that you take needs to be calculated. The risks weighed and the advantages chosen over a position and over a particular movement. If you linger too long, people will come back to your previous positions. They will try and kill you. You will be spotted and people will let you. A sniper is not a camper. A sniper is a Overwatch commander. This valley I am overwatching as my friends make a side run to take the point. I am in charge of protecting them. Anything within this valley belongs to me. This valley is mine. I will everything that has entered it. If you do not do this, if you fail, you do not take your time, you are compromising not only your position, but your friend's position as well. You need to control this point. Everything that is within your view and slowly make your way up. You don't want to stay in this position for too long because you will eventually be spotted, even if you are people, especially in modern video games like this or in normal where they show your position is already compromised. Those white streaks compromise you as well, so move forward with your teammates as you can, clearing the area of all snipers or any other person who could long-range engagements, spotting people as they go. Your enemies will be fallen in short range by your friends, and try and maintain awareness of the surroundings so that you can spot people and you can take out anybody who is in a far distance approaching, trying to flank this position. Here I'm running up the side here. I know I'm not really vulnerable from the left. That means everything I'm going to engage is going to come from the right. So I need to use my disadvantage to my advantage to position myself ready, aiming in that direction to fire at enemies that are going to try and... Your choice of movement and your concealment will keep you alive, even against overwhelming odds. One thing that you want to remember though is that in this game your movement greatly affects your accuracy, and especially when you're trying to aim down sights quickly, your accuracy will be affected as well. So there is a hard built-in limit for your ability to move fast and shoot fast. So remember that and take it into consideration when facing multiple foes on the move. You never want to sit around all day being a bush woogie on top of a hill. Not only does it affect your team's performance and effectiveness by removing your radio beacon from spawning, anyone who is particularly skilled at all in the artillery can just completely obliterate your team. And there's really nothing you can do about it. There's hardly any telling that you're going to be able to be hit. Just that if you don't move, you're just pretty much going to, and everyone on your team is going to get annoyed because they're going to have no points to spawn on, and it's going to be all your fault. Look at all these people who are there, all potentially snipers. All of those could be potential radio beacons for squads to spawn on. Look, I hit the helicopter. And anyways, really you do not want to do that because you are bad and everyone hates you. If you find that you are having great problems maintaining concealment and proper movement, you may think about switching to the knife. The knife is a very important tool to teach you these methods because these are the primary methods for you to be successful. You will not succeed from a distance with the knife because it is a close... The knife requires you to get up close in people's faces and slap them and take out their eyeballs and such. So, if you do not excel in these particular ways of movement, you will not excel with the knife at all. The knife requires you to be like a velociraptor or the jaws of the spooky sea water time. Ultimately, as your super secret ninja self, you are only successful as long as you are invisible. You must be the thing that bumps within the battlefield. You must be the spooky ghost that strikes fear in the enemies of the battlefield. You must be the thing which is everywhere but nowhere on the battlefield. Battlefield!